Baruch learns more about the Baal Shem Tov's teachings. Baruch took advantage of his friendship with Yitzchak Shaul to discuss with him this problem, the solution of which meant so much to him in helping him choose the path which would serve as his guiding light in life. Yitzchak Shaul told him that his father always bade him follow the advice of the Baal Shem Tov, who explained to his Hasidic disciples this text. He who would be wise should learn from everybody, for it is said, I have become wise because of all those who taught me. The Baal Shem Tov used to ask his listeners, now is it really possible that everyone is fit to be a teacher, and that we can learn something good from all? The Baal Shem Tov answered this question by giving this illustration. It is written that the light of God is the soul of man. Now, where there is light, there is also shadow. Light can be compared to the soul, and the shadow to the body. When we find ourselves in the presence of a righteous man, we feel that the influence emanating from him is like a spark of light from his soul, electrifying us with the desire to do good deeds. We are also influenced when coming into contact with a sinful man, but he, on the other hand, brings out the worst in us, giving us bad thoughts and ideas, leading to wickedness. In other words, we can learn from the righteous man to follow the precept, do good, while from the sinful man we take the lesson, turn away from evil. So you see, it is quite correct to say, he who would be wise should learn from everybody. There is purpose in all that God has created so that man may learn the best from everything and everyone. The Baal Shem Tov continued, there is a biblical saying that we have learned something from the animals, upon which Rabbi Yochanan remarks that even if the Torah had not been given to the Jew, we could learn cleanliness from a cat and industry from an ant. Baruch felt he could listen without end to all that Yitzchak Shaul was telling him, which impressed him very deeply. But Yitzchak Shaul was called away, and Baruch was left musing over the thoughts and ideas he had just heard, and looking forward to the next talk, when he would have with his new friend Yitzchak Shaul. When Baruch as a lad had worked for Eliezer Ruvain, he found a spot to which he could retire whenever he felt like being alone with his thoughts. This corner of his was a little hill behind the smithy, hidden by trees and overlooking a small river flowing below. Here Baruch would sit on a fallen tree trunk, isolated from the world, surrounded by the beauty of nature, and dream his dreams. During his subsequent visits to the smithy, whenever he felt the need for solitude, he would come to his favorite retreat. Now, after his talk with Yitzchak Shaul, he again made his way to the hilltop, where he felt there was so much to think about. He admired Yitzchak Shaul he admired Yitzchak Shaul so much not only for his Hasidism, but because, though only 4 years his senior, he already was mature in his thoughts and lived according to his convictions, whereas he, Baruch, was still searching for the way of life which would satisfy his hungry soul. Baruch remembered how Yitzchak Shaul helped his father-in-law with the Erev Pesach preparations, as well as his work in the smithy, both working so harmoniously together, with an occasional quotation from the Torah by the son-in-law, or the joke or a laugh thrown in by either. Baruch turned his thoughts to the other two sons-in-law, who had come to spend Pesach at the home of their father-in-law. He asked to be told their history, feeling it would give him insight into their personal characters and perhaps shed some light on their rabbis and teachers and the school of thought they represented. The older son-in-law, who was now a Rosh Yeshiva in Beshenkovich, had studied at the yeshiva at the other side, known as the small side of Vitebsk, firstly under Rabbi Yisrael Yitzchak of Vilkamer, and later under the direction of Rabbi Paltiel. The second son-in-law, who was at present a Rosh Yeshiva in Dubrovna, had studied at a yeshiva also in Vitebsk, known as Nechama Nachum Tevel's Yeshiva or Nechama Devorah's Yeshiva. It was strange indeed to find a yeshiva bearing the name of a woman, and how it came about forms a most interesting chapter in the history of the Jews of Vitebsk.